Good morning, TikTokers. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day so far. I'm going to show off some recipes for some things that I prepared, but hope whatever you're going to do today, it's going to be good. And remember, stay hydrated. Make sure you have water. Drink a lot of water. Stay away from sugar. Have some tea. Teas contain very high in polyphenols, which help. They help with they just help with everything. Keep you young, keep you healthy. No sugar. Try not to have sugar. There's so much food that contains high contents of sugar, so you don't really need sugar. Sugar just adds, well, it's a flavor enhancer. I use dates. I use dates. Because years ago, in my past life, I dropped the phone. My past life, I believe that I was in somewhere in the Middle East, and I was a merchant for the spice trade. I really do. I feel that way because I've always liked food, spices, natural stuff, and it's always stuff from where I come from. Amazing how that works out. But I'm going to share a little bit of my story. Just a little snippet. I became a widow. It'll be 4 years now. Tragic, horrific thing. All because trying to talk to my husband, let's go. When he grabbed his chest, let's go. He was standing right here. My son, no, I'm not going. I'm not sitting in the emergency room all freaking night. And I'm like, let's go. And again, I'll keep checking on him. Sure, check on him an hour later. I'm going to call him and don't do that. Now, he was overstressed all the time. He never listened. So, when you create that dynamic with your wife, for the in-laws, when you create that dynamic with your wife, and then your wife has to always yell, mother-in-law, because this is what I witnessed with the mother-in-law there, always having to tell the father-in-law what to do. He never listened, and he shortened his lifespan by not listening. So to you people, you know what I gotta say, right? They wanted to blame me. It ain't happened. So with that, after that trauma happened, while I was in, basically my head was like, I consider it like my head, my skull being opened up, and the parts of my brain were like, they were there, but there was so much going on. It was a lot. And dealing with all that, then the stuff going on with my son, then my husband's son, the darling, comes over. I don't know. I'm 63 years old. I'm old school. I know that when somebody dies, family member, whoever it is, anything that is supposed to be addressed regarding the loss of that loved one is handled and addressed after the service. These two darlings, his son and the then baby mom, and now it's the wife, come over. He died on a Saturday. They came running over on a Monday He wanted to know about a will. We didn't even have the service yet. I'm looking at these people, and I'm saying, boy, they got them like this. There's no etiquette. There's no social etiquette. There's no social grace. Okay? But then, when you're so used to doing everything your way, because the old, privilege factor comes in, well, that's how you roll. So, in any case, my husband died intestate. He did not have a will. In New York State, when you die, if there's no will, surviving spouse the surviving spouse inherits everything. Okay, now, I'm going to bring it back. My husband lied to me from the beginning. Okay? Me being the, what I call, it's referred to as the Florence Nightingale syndrome, where a lot of women, we know in our heart that we should not remain, but we stay with the hope. We stay with the hope and hearing in our heart to say, they'll change. They'll get better. Give them a little time. Men are a little slow. Men are always, they're a little behind us. Plus he was 4 years younger than me. So, that's why I ended up staying. Anyway, speeding up forward to after he passes. While I was in a state of, like I said, totally not right, I released property. I didn't have to do that. And the crappy marriage that it was, I went ahead and did the right thing by his son. All right? Giving this kid $110,000, which I didn't have to do. Did not have to do. Okay, so then we have this RV. That was what my husband wanted. Me, I'm not an RV person. Black and brown people, we don't hang out in parks with campers. We're not wood people, okay? We'll be wood people if we're going with our people to go do something like in a park. We ain't with that. We're not with that. So that was his thing. Anyway, oh my God, we'd pull up into these RV parks. My husband was white, right? Like blonde hair. He had like dirty blonde hair, green eyes. He'd pull up his driver. They see him at the place. Hey! And then they look and see me and they go, oh, one of them. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that. I was like, boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. The racist apple, when it fell down, those seeds scattered around into all of them in the next generations. Hold on. Okay, so fast forward now, right? This tragic thing happens. I release property to his kid. Then I start talking about the story. His kid's supposed to continue making payments for this, the wonderful, I call it the Hillbilly Highway Caravan. For the wonderful Hillbilly Highway Caravan, he decides to not make payments. But what he did was, whatever he did with the money, he did. I could really kill two craps about. So then I'm contacting this kid with the Venmo, make the payment. He decides, or his wife, or maybe my mother-in-law, or maybe his mother. Hi, how are you? Many, many greetings, many blessings. Because if you obviously you're not going to understand what I'm doing, and it's going to go through court. So obviously, once it goes through court and I file the paperwork, there will be a lien placed on your property. That's just how it's going to go, right? Because again, there's no will. This kid decides to stop making the payments. Then he decides, he thought it was going to be in his best interest to go ahead and make a, oh yeah, I don't know who you are, buddy. DBR. Let's go. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I remember you too. I remember you too. I remember you the last time I spit. He decides, the husband's son, or whoever, the wife, the mother-in-law, his mother, file a police report. She's harassing you. She's harassing you. I get this thing from court. Get this thing from the Pinocchio Wayne County Court. This guy, this judge. It says I have to pay a fine. I have to pay a fine of $264. I'm supposed to pay a fine of $264 to my husband's son. My husband, who lied to me from day one in the marriage, kept on lying, continued to lie, because that's where he comes from, keeps on lying. I do the right thing after your father passes. Made the mistake of releasing property. Ended up releasing a truck to him, a Chevy Silverado, which, again, I didn't have to do. So I'm supposed to pay a fee. I'm supposed to pay a fee. When I tell you that the fireworks went off, I was, oh boy, here we go. Then I contacted his judge. I sent him a domestic violence thing that happened here. I sent him my husband's bankruptcy, which he hid from me because everything was in the closet. He hid that. Right? This judge goes ahead, finds me guilty. He wants to find me guilty. I'm like, okay. After I sent this documentation, because, the preferential treatment, they want to stick with their kind. Like, oh, screw her. No. That's because they drank gasoline water. The judge, apparently, he missed that family law class. So with that, this happens, right? I contact. Then once my head came out of the sand because of all the trauma, okay? Once my head came out of the sand, I go onto the PennDOT website. And in order to legally transfer a vehicle in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, there's the MV-39 and there's this other form. They are both supposed to be submitted. Both parties are supposed to sign in front of a notary. That never happened. Somebody forged my signature. So then I contacted the PennDOT. I contacted the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office. I contacted the Pennsylvania Governor's office. And I contacted the Pennsylvania Judicial Misconduct Board. So yeah, that's all squashed. So now the next step is, because these people, because of their privileged status, they don't think that the courts are going to favor against the petitioner. Okay? Did I say that right? Petition. I would be the petitioner, yeah. They don't think that it's going to go favorable towards the petitioner because of their privilege, all right? But they're in for a rude surprise. So I just posted on Facebook there to the mother-in-law and to the to my husband's daughter-in-law. Yeah, what beauts. What beauts. I gotta tell you. So my message to women is this. When you're in a relationship, and even for men, if the person that you're with lies to you and you find out, detach yourself from that person. Detach. Put a propeller on your back and get the hell out. Okay? Do not stay with somebody. Do not stay with somebody. Because that level of lying and manipulation and deceit is so ingrained in them from where they come from. So, yeah, it'll be resolved in court. And because this kid thought I was, forget about it. Ugh. No, honey, they got the wrong one. So for all women, stay strong. If your man, your husband is lying to you and you know it, Get your own bank account. Don't have nothing with them. We didn't have a joint bank account. Thank God. Ugh. What happened here? My husband worked with the Steam Fitters, Local 638. Right. Now I bought this house here before we married. We moved in together, but it was, it was my house. It wasn't a joint property. So then after we get married, I said, well, let's become partners. You get a loan, portion of the loan. So we had the deed, we have the loan in both of our names. He didn't want to do that. He kept telling me that, oh, I can't get, I said, you get a loan from the Steam Fitters. Oh, no, I can't do that. I knew he was lying. It was the violin. But then, this house it's an old house, right? House needed upgrades. I'm doing stuff, and I'm paying for it, and I'm like, well, do you want to do this together? Oh, I ain't giving you no money. I ain't getting nothing out of this. Then go now. And then he would cajole me, like, all right, here's a little something for him. Yeah. That's what happens. When you're a sneaky person, and you come from that background, that's what you do. So everything here was like, basically, it was like, okay. It was a struggle, but me thinking with my Florence Nightingale, oh, give him a chance. Oh, he's a man. They're a little slower. They're not as sharp as us women. We're smarter. He'll come around. Yeah, you know what's going to come around? The gray hairs around your head. That's what's going to come around. And then around your eyebrows, and every other follicular part of your body. That's what's going to come around, the gray hairs. They don't come around. So, yeah, every time I was trying to do stuff here, well, I just took my time, and I got it done. And that's that. So, women, bail, jump. Take a plastic bag and pretend it's a parachute and put it on and go. Make sure you have your documents. Make sure your children have all the documents. Photos, scan it, because people do stuff like that. Like they'll hide people's documents, because they want to have control. See what happened here? I told my husband, I said, listen, what do you want to do? You want to just stay and cohabitate? You want to live like, pretend like this is a marriage? I said, that's what you want to do. We do it. I said, but you're going to have to leave. And then it was like the manipulation, the game. Oh, let me bring home some flowers. Let me bring home a little bit of chocolate. Please. Yep. I'm gonna have to block this. No, baby, but maybe the place you originated from, could be. Thank you. Okay, let's see. I gotta block this person. TikTok, you see what they're saying? Hold on, let's see. No, David, but I think maybe you forgot your pharmaceuticals. I'm gonna take this off. Somebody wrote something real dumb. We just gotta block them. Yeah, you're blocked. Your mother's calling. Go look for her. Yep, lots of trolls. Trolls. What they do is they come on, they go onto a person's live, and they like to cut up. Cut up what you want. TikTok knows. TikTok knows. How are you? How are you, P Love? What are you up to today? That's right, New Yorker all the way. I got myself hooked up with a Pennsylvania drinking family member. Yeah. Ah! People they try some game. Yep. Now, over there in Pennsylvania, over in where is it? Hawley, Pennsylvania. There's a motor vehicle spot there. The person, whoever did this document, okay? Whoever did the document in Pennsylvania, Hawley, the PA on Route 6 there, they're going to be charged with the felony. Yeah? They'll be charged with the felony. Probably my husband's son, because they forged my signature. Maybe his wife, or maybe his mother. Somebody forged my signature. And now they know. That's right, that's right. Don't. Here's the thing. Don't think because someone is going to be receptive to your crap in a way to keep a peaceful environment, because of, you want to maintain the homeostasis of a healthy environment. Homeostasis is a healthy environment. You want to be able to, try to cope, because, so you go with stuff. But, your eyes aren't closed. You understand? You know what's going on. You know that they're BSing. Yeah. Women, your gut doesn't lie. Your gut does not lie. There was one guy who came here. Some guy he met on the train, an electrician, and there was some things that we wanted to do. I wanted to. He didn't care to props, because I was basically a front for him. All right. Yeah, I was a front for him. Being married looked good for him. Okay? Because he wasn't honest. He wasn't honest about plenty of stuff. All right? So, here's the thing. When somebody lies to you, okay, when they lie to you, they're going to have facial features, like either their jaw, they'll be biting on their jaw, they'll be looking down, or they'll be fidgeting with their hands, or voice inflection. When somebody lies to you, hey, good morning, Hector. When somebody lies to you, their voice inflection changes, right? See, stuff that I knew in my gut. So getting back to the guy who came here, the electrician. This guy came here, right? I'm an alpha female. My mate is a strong, comparable person who's not gonna try no smack with me. That's my mate. But anyway, this guy came here, some electrician guy. He was effeminate. There's a thing in the gay culture called straight 8. I know this because my son is gay, and my son is not effeminate. And we were having a conversation, my son and I. My son's 44, he'll be 45. Yeah, he's 44. I forget. He'll be 45 next year. And I was like, well, you don't act gay. You're not effeminate. He's like, Ma, there's a thing called straight 8. I was like, what's that? He says, those are men. A straight 8 is a man who appears straight, but they prefer men, or they can be bi. I was like, oh, really? I did not know what the rainbow flag meant. I thought the rainbow flag meant that they served sherbet. Right hand to God. Right hand to God. I did not know that. I did not know that until I was in Lehman College in the Bronx and in a chemistry class, and this one girl, Liz, we were breaking down Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law is 10 to the 23rd power for every element. Anyway, so Liz lived in Parkchester. I lived in Pelham Parkway, and Liz was saying she had a pass for this club, and I was like, someplace in the city. Anyway, so she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go with my sister. Do you want to go?" I says, I don't know. I gotta ask my husband. I don't think he's gonna let me out." That was my husband, Peter. "You can't go out." So he let me out. My husband, Peter, let me go out with my friend, and then we went to this place, and they had the flag. I says, "Oh, they serve ice cream here?" And she looked at me. She goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, "The rainbow flag." She said, "Girl, this is a gay club. This is a gay flag." And I was like, oh. We went to the place, Cafe Y, that's where it was. I don't know if that was a gay club back then, but anyway, it's down in the village. So I thought that the rainbow flag was a place that served sherbet. That's how dumb I was. But anyway, getting back to the stray date guy. So this guy who came here, something about him. So, when you have secrets, you lie to people, and you hide things, But on that note, my message, people, if it don't feel right, it ain't right. If your gut is bubbling, whatever you got going on is troubling. If your butt is gubbling, shit's troubling. See, they thought I was a pushover. I was gonna lay down. Okay, yeah. Anyway, it'll be resolved. It'll be resolved in court. And once it goes to court, well, there you go. Not my problem. But on that note, yeah, watch and listen. Maybe you could contact TikTok in-laws. Contact TikTok and say, "She's talking about us. She's talking about us." Yeah. Boy, people got game, but you know what? You just got to put the checkmate back where it belongs. That's all. On that note, have a great day, everybody. Remember, stay hydrated. Try to avoid sugar. If you can cook your own food, buy BPA-free containers or bring food to your job. Here's what I do, because I hate plastic. I don't like plastic. Mason jars. I put food in mason jars. I have some larger ones. Okay. I got stuff to do. I got places to go and people to see. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back. Yo, bots, you come on my page. TikTok records you. Also, be advised for these bots. TikTok, because they get complaints, TikTok will probably, if they don't get them off, TikTok needs to have every social media app, every person who opens up an account, you have to show a government issued ID. Whether you're here in the States, you're in the UK, you're in Australia, you're in East Asia, you're in the United Emirates, yeah, that's what they need to do. On that note, everybody, be careful out there, stay safe, stay blessed, go with your gut. You feel something's not right in your heart, you better believe it's not right in your heart. And if people mess with you, you make sure you come back and you uproot that tree. That's all. On that note, have a good day. Bye. Thanks, folks, for watching. Thank you. Appreciate it.